Last time we talked about Team 17 and how they went with Playtonic and publishing their game for them. A bit more news from Team 17's side, which came out today and yesterday from Gamescom.
Yeah.
Which you are more excited for this than anyone else.
So, well, I'm going to be the one who probably tells them more about it.
Go on.
Okay, so Team 17 announced the next Worms game, Worms W.M.D. Guess what that stands for? And it is, again, it's a new entry in the series. It's another 2D game, but with some pretty big things they've done to this one.
Yeah, judging by the trailer, which people are looking, is now interiors to the buildings.
Yeah, interiors, and you can finally, for the first time in all of them, you can actually have a vehicle to drive, particularly tanks.
Yeah, I'm not too bought by the new art style for it.
Yeah, that's the other big thing as well, is the art style is, again, when you think about it, there's been, really, if you go by the art look, there's the original one, which is all pixelated.
Yeah, there's the very old Worms games actually look like worms with arms.
Yeah. The second one, again, this is in-game stuff as well. Second one is more rounded 2D look, and they continue that from Worms 2, Armageddon, Worms War Party. 3D, that's pretty much been the style they've been using, where, you know, the big white eye, small pupils, and the hands popping out, you know.
That's when you talk about Worms, that's the one they go for.
Yeah, that's the main look we've had for the last, I'm trying to think, 2003 to now.
Yeah, where Revolution introduced to new Worms style.
Well, classes, that's the first time they introduced different types of ones.
Big head ones, big bulky ones.
Yeah, you know, the heavy, the scientists, the scouts, which I'm still convinced, I bet Team 17 had a talk with Valve one day, and they basically said, probably went like, hey, do you know what would be a good idea for a Worms game? Why don't you add some classes?
I've been saying that since Worms 3D.
Took them. Well, they did it eventually.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it's like it's a new entry, not just, oh hey, it's another Worms game. Or what is it? It's a part with a different title and a new coat of paint to it.
No, this is officially the next big game in the series. And
what was it? Worms 7? Worms 8?
We'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, what I've seen so far of this game, I mean, they announced it. It's not yet, it's going to be not coming out until next year, so there's a lot to do. In fact, there was an interview with one of the guys called Kevin, I think. Talked a lot about how they wanted to do a new look. They wanted the backgrounds to be more visually interesting, and the fact you can go into them and you can find stuff when you go into buildings. The vehicles are something that they're definitely going to try and figure out, because they don't want it just to be, you get in the tank and you win, pretty much. You know, that's the last thing you want. You want everything to be balanced out.
You don't want the GTA fiasco where you just get bored in some tank and that's it.
Yeah, they pretty much, you know, you get the tank and you win, pretty much. So, it's going to be a while. But I am very interested in this one, partly because, again, like I said, I've always wanted to see vehicles in the Worm series. I always thought it would be interesting gameplay-wise. And also in the trailer they've shown, we're sort of seeing a return maybe of cutscenes in the game, which, again, they're 2D. I mean, they're properly 2D animation stuff, or Flash. So I wouldn't be too surprised if this has maybe, again, a plot of anything. I mean, maybe a warfare with worms again, but in silly hijinks ensues. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I actually do own some Worms game myself, but I go in with the Team 17 Humble Bundle. Which is also like Worms, Worms Armageddon, Worms Blast, which is just like a puzzle bobble style game.
Yeah, puzzle bobble.
Worms Crazy Golf, which is a really fun spin-off. Worms Pinball, generic, Reloaded, which is just
it's Worms 2 Armageddon.
Worms 2 Armageddon from the Xbox, just new stuff added. And Worms Revolution and Worms Ultimate Mayhem, which is just Worms 3D and 4.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth mentioning, again, we've talked about this before, it's funny because this is officially the next big game, and then we were talking this the other day, like, how many have there been? If we go by main game series, we go...
People grab a list and say, oh, there's been like 15 entries, do you think it's a bit much? No, in actuality, there's only been 8 right now.
Yeah.
Not counting spin-offs, just 8.
Yeah, because that's the thing, because if you go by the games themselves, we go Worms 2, 3D, 4 Mayhem, Revolution, Clan Wars, maybe you could count as a spin-off, but, you know, it could be a main entry. And now this one.
Yeah. People say, well, what Worms Battlegrounds? That's Clan Wars. Worms
Yeah,
Reloaded?
just
That's 2
concept.
Armageddon. Open Warfare? That's Worms Armageddon.
Yeah, well, it's just a redo.
Yeah.
Well, it's Worms 1 somewhere, a remake-ish.
I think what's it? Worms Armageddon? No,
Sorry?
I'm thinking of something else.
Alright.
No. No, Worms World Party. That's Armageddon. Sorry.
Yeah. But that's the big thing, because everybody, when they talk about Worms, they always talk about Armageddon being the best of the best over and over again. It's like, weirdly enough, I would say Worms is similar to Pokemon in the same sense that they've been around for years.
There's going to be every single franchise is going to have that one game that people say, oh, this new entry's decent, but it's not compared to so-and-so. Like, Worms Battlegrounds may be great and it's fun to play with people, but it's no Worms Armageddon. Sonic Generations may be a great entry to comparison to 3D and 2D gameplay, but it's no Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Final Fantasy 15 may be the revolution it needs to be considering the 13 fiasco with 3 games, but it's no Final Fantasy 7.
No, because everything is not being like Final Fantasy 7.
Which is getting remade anyway, so shut your traps.
Yes, so we have to do that all over again.
Shut up, you're getting a PS4 remake, be happy. Oh, no, you're excited for this.
I'm excited for it because again, because I always like to see where they go. I mean, to be fair, I would have loved to have seen if they did another 3D game, though it's a lot to do. In fact, I talked to a lot of Worms fans on the Facebook group, and a lot of them just say, oh, we like to see new 3D games, a lot you can do and all that stuff. And I do say, yeah, but you have to think, well, there's a lot you can do in 3D, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and development times and stuff. And let's be fair, when they did 3D Forts Under Siege and 4, you know, people thought 3D, it's a Worms game, but it's not fun to play. Forts was just interesting, but they'd fixed nothing from 3D. And Worms 4 was, okay, this sort of works, but we still kind of prefer the 2D games instead.
Which then went on to make Open Warfare, Space Oddity, and Revolution.
So essentially, again, as a series, like I said, it's similar with Pokemon, is in the foundations of what's made it popular hasn't changed that much, though it's the stuff they've added or put new weapons and different gameplay styles has kept it going and going on and on. Although my argument would be, at least with Worms, it's got a sense of humour. Yeah,
I think everyone actually remembers the cartoons when you leave it on a title screen, it just plays the cartoon for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
My favourite one is when they're actually just bringing out bigger and bigger guns.
Yes.
That is my favourite.
Okay, yeah.